Thank you very much for joining us once again. Welcome back. Today we are going to discuss economic substance regulations. We will try to understand what is economic substance regulations, why it has been implemented in UE, what is the background of economic substance regulations. After understanding the background, in our coming lecture, we will go through the related cabinet decisions, regulations, and related reporting requirement. So let's start. Before discussing the economic substance regulation, we need to understand what is BEPS. BEPS is basically abbreviation of four words: base, erosion, and profit shifting. These are the four words, and BEPS is the abbreviation of these four words. Base erosion means refer to the practice of reducing the taxable base in high tax jurisdiction. Means in the high tax jurisdiction, taxable base will be reduced, which will lead to lower taxes. Profit shifting means refer to the practice of shifting taxable profits from a high tax country to low tax countries. In both of these situations, we can see the tax base is being reduced in the high tax countries. We can take an example. Suppose there is a one group company which is in the low tax jurisdiction. That company is providing loan to a company which is in high tax jurisdiction. And when this loan will be provided by the group company to a company which is in the high tax jurisdiction, so might be the interest rate is higher, and might be the group company, or you can say the holding company or parent company, is not classifying this loan as an equity investment. So when this is being classified as a loan with the higher interest rate in the high tax jurisdictions, means there this interest will reduce taxable profits of the company which is in high tax jurisdiction. And the second example we can see, there is a trademark, patent, or any other intellectual property, and usually the multinationals are transferring the ownership of this intellectual property to a company which is based in low tax jurisdiction. Then this company is charging royalties to the companies which are based in the high tax countries. So the royalty will become expense in the profit and loss of the high tax countries, and which will reduce the taxable base. And this is the way that profits will be shifted from the high tax countries to the low tax countries. This is called BEPS. This technique is usually adopted by the multinational companies to avoid the tax. As per the OECD number, there was a loss of revenue of around 100 billion to 250 billions on annual basis, and these are the number that I am quoting around 4 to 5 years before. So now we have understand BEPS. What is BEPS? BEPS is basically reducing the tax base in the high tax countries to avoid the taxes. Ultimately, this is a loss of taxable revenue. We can understand from this example. This is the situation. This is the first situation. In this situation, there is a no interest. When there is a no interest, this is the profit before interest and tax of high tax, low tax jurisdiction. This is profit before interest and tax of a company which is based in high tax jurisdiction. Tax rate is 30%, tax rate is 10%. So 500,000 is the profit before interest and tax, and there is no interest expense. Ultimately, profit before tax will remain the same in both of the situations, and it will lead to tax. Tax is 500,000 into 30%, 150,000. Here the tax is 500,000 into 10%, 50,000. The total tax both of the entities have paid, this is 200,000. Now in the second scenario, the company A, which is based in low tax jurisdiction, is giving a loan of 3 million to a company which is based in high tax jurisdiction, and they are keeping the interest rate 10%. So the interest payment is 300,000, then taxable profit, tax base is 200,000. So this is what I was saying. Here the tax base was 500,000. Here the tax base is 200,000. Basically, tax base has been reduced from 500,000 to 200,000, which is leading tax of 60,000. Here they were paying tax of 150,000. Here this company is paying tax of 60,000. Now this interest which is being paid by a company B which is in the high tax jurisdiction to a company which is in the low tax jurisdiction, this 300,000 has become their interest income. So their tax base has increased. Their tax base is, how much is the tax base? 800,000. How much is the tax base here? 200,000. Here tax base has been reduced. Here tax base has been increased. Here how much is the tax rate? Lower tax 10%. 800,000 into 10%, 80,000. How much total tax they are paying? Total tax they are paying 140,000. How much they were paying here? 200,000. How much is the benefit for this planning? The benefit is 60,000. In other words, you can say 300,000 was being taxed here at 30%. The same 300,000 now is being taxed in the jurisdiction, low tax jurisdiction at 10%. So 300,000 into 30%, 90,000. 300,000 into 10%, 30,000. How much is the difference? 60,000. This is how they have shifted the profit from the high tax jurisdiction to the low tax jurisdiction, or in other words you can say they have reduced the tax base in a high tax jurisdiction and they have increased the tax base in a low tax jurisdiction. This is called BEPS, base erosion and profit shifting. So the different steps were taken to tackle this huge loss of revenue by the different bodies. The first one was the publication of the initial report on BEPS by the OECD. OECD stands for Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development in February 2013. This was followed by an extensive action plan on BEPS. It was followed by an extensive action plan on BEPS published by the OECD in July 2013. This plan provided 15 action points to tackle weaknesses in the existing tax practices and to avoid the tax loss. The plan was endorsed by the finance ministers of G20. In September 2014, OECD published the first deliverables of the action plans. UN has also taken actions on BEPS by creating UN subcommittees on BEPS. In January 2016, European Commission issued its proposal for the Council directive dealing with the tax avoidance practices. So you can see to tackle this weakness in the existing tax system where the loss of revenue, ultimately the loss of tax, different bodies have taken different actions. Now all these countries are working together on implementation of the BEPS package. Now we need to understand what is this BEPS package. BEPS package consists of 15 action points. Total 15 points are there. Out of the some are very minimum standard that it will be required to be followed by the respective countries. So in practice, 4 minimum standards were agreed. We will discuss these 4 minimum standards as well. So what are the 15 action points of BEPS? First one is tax challenges arising from digitalization. Second, neutralizing the effects of hybrid mismatch arrangement. Third, controlled foreign company. Fourth, limitation on interest deductions. Fifth, harmful tax practices. Sixth, prevention of tax treaty abuse. Seventh is dealing with the permanent establishment. 8 to 10, transfer pricing. 11, BEPS data analysis. 12, mandatory disclosure rules. 13, country by country reporting. 14, mutual agreement procedures. And 15 is the multilateral instrument. These are the 15 BEPS action points, and you can find the detail on the OECD website. Out of this total 15 action points, action point 5, 6, 13 and 14. This is the minimum standard and it required to be implemented by each country which is a member of OECD. So harmful tax practices, it deals basically, there should be some sort of transparency. If the harmful tax practices are being followed across the earth, it needs to be stopped. There should be transparency. Action point 6 model deal with the prevent tax treaty abuse. Usually what happens, there is a tax treaty between the two countries, and due to this tax treaty, any third jurisdiction is taking the benefit. They have decided to stop it and they have introduced action point 6. Then there is a standard country by country reporting. It will give a global pictures to the OECD, to the authorities about the revenues, profits, as well as the economic activities. Then the 14th one deals with the dispute resolution. So these are the 14 actions. So these are the 4 action points that are required to be implemented by each country who is a member of OECD. Since UAE is a member of Inclusive Framework on BEPS, so UAE is also required to implement these 4 minimum standards. Out of these 4 minimum standards, substantial activities requirement deals basically with the economic substance. So as a part of this is the reason that economic substance regulation was implemented. So it has been written that as a UAE's commitment as a member of OECD Inclusive Framework in response to an assessment of UAE's tax framework by the European Union Code of Conduct, the UAE introduced a resolution on the economic substance. Cabinet decision they have introduced, regulations they have introduced, guidance they have introduced. The purpose of the regulation is to ensure that UAE entities that undertake certain activities are not used to artificially extract profits. So on overall basis, we can say there is a loss of revenue due to BEPS, and this loss of revenue was leading to tax evasion. And to stop this loss of revenue and tax evasion, OECD and G20 they have introduced BEPS 15 action points. Out of this BEPS 15 action points, 4 were the minimum action points that was required to be taken by the member countries, and these 4 was 5, 6, 13 and 14. Out of this, 5 deals with the harmful practices, and in this harmful practices there is a requirement for economic substance. So this is the reason that UAE has issued cabinet decision to comply with the requirement of OECD, and they've issued regulations as well, they've issued guide as well, there is a requirement for reporting as well. So hopefully I'm sure it will be quite helpful for you to understand why economic substance regulations has been implemented in UAE. In our coming lecture, we will discuss what is the reporting requirement for this and what are the related deadlines, on which companies this is applicable, what are the activities on which this is applicable. Stay with us. Thank you very much for joining us.